Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, I have two very special guests with me from Soulful Baby, and we're going to be talking to them about how to reduce your stress so that you can increase fertility. So, I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Who would like to go first?
Renata? Oh,
No, is she frozen? Okay, well, Sivan, we will go with
okay. So, hi, my name is Sivan. I'm a wellness expert. I'm a registered dietitian. I've studied Ayurvedic medicine. One of my specialties is high risk pregnancy. And Renata, here, my soul sister, and I, we started this company that is called Soulfully Baby with the intention to help women enhance fertility, but also to have sacred journey of conception, sacred journey of pregnancy, and obviously sacred journey postpartum. So that is our intention, and we've been sharing this passion to help empower women, to connect also through the divine feminine energy into the process and the journey of fertility.
Awesome. Okay, and now Renata, would you mind introducing yourself?
Yes. Okay, I'm Renata. I live in California, and I've been serving people from about 20 years from all walks of life. My specialty is women too, working with fertility, women in general, women's health, mental health, emotional health, and during pregnancy, exactly the same as Sivan. We're
Yes.
using ancient techniques of like with breath work, divine spiritual wisdom, and practical tools for people to apply so they can actually change themselves. It's not that we're giving something for you like a pill that like, oh, you get transformed. It's a work that we've been offering, and is time proven. Some of it is scientifically proven. So we're happy to serve in any way we can women of all paths.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm really, really excited to talk to you guys because I think this is an amazing topic. A lot of people are under stress, especially with everything that's going on right now with COVID-19. So today we just want to dive right in. So tell us a little bit about why stress is harmful for someone when they're trying to conceive.
I think, first of all, we all know that stress relates more to the sympathetic nervous system, and the sympathetic nervous system by nature is more masculine, so it's about acting. And for a woman in a process or a journey of fertility to receive a soul into her body temple, she needs to be receptive, right? So if we're moving towards stress, which is more about acting, fight or flight, then what it does, it compromises the whole concept of being receptive for receiving a new life. And yes, as you said, now more than ever, women are super stressed about what's going on in their environment. There's much more fear. I mean, I know that some of our clients come back to us, is it the right time to have a baby? Is it not? So there's a lot of these big questions. And stress, what it does, because the sympathetic nervous system is more activated, it doesn't allow the parasympathetic nervous system, which is all about relaxation and digestion, to be activated. And we're not even talking only about digesting food. We're talking about digesting imprint of whatever it is that we're perceiving from our environment. And if I am not relaxed in my body temple, then how can I invite another soul to join me and house that soul for 9 months, right? So so stress, we know it's the opposite from what we want when we want to conceive, right? So Renata, I don't know if you want to add anything.
Yeah, no, I think we always boil down to this kind of more scientific part too, that, and is everybody knows, like even pre-COVID, everybody knew that for you to get pregnant, you may be completely healthy, but you're not getting pregnant because you're not relaxed enough, you're overworking, you're overwhelmed emotionally, physically. So that is a known kind of things in the world of fertility. Now we're living in unprecedented times of stress. The stress that we're living, we have never experienced in the body before. So we need to find, new ways of processing the stress and then transmuting it into, an energy that is useful for us. And I think especially for the women that are stressing, like, is this, like the question that Sivan just posed, right? Like people ask us, like, is this the best time to get pregnant? Why not? Like the truth is, like, in the end, we plan, and then God, the divine, the intelligence, decides. So if it's time to bring beings into the world that will support this, this new time, so be it. So I think that for those that are asking those questions because of fear, perhaps based on their past, on their conditioning, because like, well, how am I going to pay for a baby now? Or all the different questions that we ask, because we have this amazing capacity of thinking a million things in a second, right? I think that we have to come into this kind of meditative, prayerful place where we can give you tools for that to really kind of align our will with the will of the divine, so we can really do something in the highest good. And then kind of like intellectually and logically, you're able to get the mental stress out, to say like, you know what, I'm going to continue to make love to my partner, or go to my IVFs, or whatever that you're trying. Because if it's meant to be, and you're taking your actions, and you're doing what you need to do, then it's going to happen. So we have to get the stress of what now with COVID, what's going to happen, because people are, some things have to continue to go on, and creation is a continuum, just like death.
And I think to add on that, I mean, we know that stress puts pressure on the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland and the thyroid gland, on our hormones. I mean, we know that. And I think what we found, Renata and I, it's not as simple as saying to a woman, you know what? Just relinquish the stress. Just let go of the stress. I mean, you cannot tell a woman that feels that she's stressed about something, about getting pregnant, and especially if she's undergoing this IVF treatment and there's all of these fears. So it's not so much about, okay, you have to drop the stress, but obviously it's about giving the right tool. And as Renata mentioned, it's like tools that we know that are proven, right? One thing that we know is we have like a divine capacity, and the divine capacity is the power of imagination. That's what actually makes us like God, right? We can close our eyes, we can imagine whatever we want, and we can bring it into fruition. So one of the things that we know, in order for us to access this capacity of imagination and power of manifestation, we have to work with our breath, because in our teachings, we always says the mind always follows the breath. So one of the simplest things that we use with women, we don't simply tell them, you know what, just count your blessing and it's all good and just release the stress, because it will work for 5 minutes and then the stress is going to come back. So one of the things to go back to this place of internal balance, but it's with the breath. So there's a science in yoga, and I know that you yourself are studying right now to be a yoga teacher, right? So you know there's a science in yoga that we call it pranayama. Prana is the life force, and yama is the control. So we learn how to control the breath in such a way that it helps us to access this power of imagination and manifestation of the mind. And of course, it's something that it's a technology, right? So this is why we're helping our clients. We're giving them specific breath. And Renata is going to demonstrate to us as we go along one breath that seems to work perfectly, really. And what's amazing about breath, I know, and Renata, dive in when you feel like it, you feel the effect very fast. Because the truth is, when a person feels anxious, even though it starts in the mind, you feel it in the breath. The breath becomes shallow, right? So I know that in sessions, sometimes when I have a client that feels anxious, gradually, when we are able to bring the breath into more, I don't even want to use control, but into more of a balance, then the mind can take over. Because you cannot just tell the mind, stop thinking anxious thoughts, right? So I think it's important, besides the desire to want to stop the stress, is to give the right spiritual technology, we like to call it, to really help these women to cultivate a state of relaxation, so it's easier for them to conceive.
Wow. Okay. So
we can talk, Sierra, so you can interrupt us at any time.
You're giving us
We're
so
very
much
passionate.
in just that one question. But if someone were to come see you, because I know a lot of people are dealing with fertility, and some do have to go through IVF or IUI or something like that. What are some tools that you could give to them, to help them to reduce their stress levels? I know you said that we really have to focus on not being so much worried about things and whether or not we should do it right now. But tell us, what are some of the things that you would say to them?
I think that more than saying, like, we're very kind of hands-on. We want people to have experience, right? So experiences that transform you, so then you don't have to repeat patterns. And that goes with everything in the spectrum of life, like from worries to disease, from, everything. Yeah. And one simple, very simple tool is a form of breath that we can, if they're happy, if they're living the moment, like in that very moment, the stress that we're with them, we're going to perform that. But this is a homework that you can do it just like you shower. And I often tell my people, my women say, like, do you shower every day? Most of them, 90% does. Exception, maybe some Europeans in the winter time. But but the truth is, like, a good parallel. Like, so the same way you want to bathe your body, you want to purify your body, you want to clean yourself, just feel clean. You want to do the same with your mind, because we have millions and zillions of thoughts, like so many during the day, that it becomes kind of like, well, some of them are very repetitive, a lot of them are repetitive, but we want to be able to kind of purify those. And those are the ones that are creating the anxiety, that are creating the fear, that are creating the patterns that, we don't like and don't want. So this breath is a very, very, very simple breath, and is safe for anybody to do. Doesn't matter if they're already pregnant or like, so it will depend. If they're already pregnant, like, it will reduce times. It's called the 3-point breath. And the way you do it, you basically inhale, you hold, and you exhale. But the most important of this breath is the rhythm. Because, like, our bodies are a rhythm, right? The heart is beating. There is a rhythm. There is a rhythm to go to the bathroom. There is a rhythm for the kidneys to. Everything is in rhythm, and we have to maintain the rhythm also of the breath. But because we are not taught how to breathe from early times, like when we're little kids, like, okay, if you feel this way, breathe this way. We have to start educating the kids so they can train their breath the same way we train a muscle or we train something. And so the idea is that you're going to breathe, inhale, hold, and exhale, but those are a specific patterns of timing. So you're always going to repeat the same amount of time to create a certain rhythm. And then the way you're thinking becomes more peaceful, because it's now, I don't know you, but I happen to see the ocean every day. And you can see, like, around the moons of shh, or when it's kind of very calm and flat. So you want your mind to be in a kind of a state of calm, and this breath does that. So basically what we would do, we also accompany the breath with sound vibrations in the background to help give it that rhythm. And also it's healing at the same time, and it's like affirming maybe new realities through either sound, vibration, mantra, or sometimes it's just positive affirmations. We have several different recordings from Dr. Levry. That is an amazing, amazing man that I would love to share with everyone. A book that he has called The Ultimate Secrets of Creation. That is an amazing, amazing book.
Yeah.
And so we use those music, the different songs to help kind of like not just stay with the breath, because some people say, like, I cannot meditate, right? I cannot sit and breathe. I don't have the patience. So you're occupying the activity of the mind with the breath and then with sound vibration. So then it kind of become a very, very powerful tool. So we're going to go to the breath. If you're ready, everybody's ready. You can just simply hold your hands in what we call the Gya Mudra. You just bring the thumb into the index finger, and then you can just rest on your knees or rest somewhere that is comfortable for you. Then we ask you to sit straight with your spine straight. And then keeping your chin level, so you're like not, like you're kind of like keeping your chest open so the lungs can expand. And the way I'm gonna just put this prayer, but we're not gonna do it this rhythm because it's a little bit long.
Yeah.
Ideally you want to breathe one breath per minute, okay, which means that you're doing like you're inhaling in 20 seconds, you're holding in 20 seconds, you exhale in 20 seconds. That would be a goal but that is a very, very, like, it's like if you don't have any money and you have a goal of like $5 trillion, because it's not an easy type of breath to do it. So
just to mention, Renata, that once a woman is already pregnant, she's not necessarily going to retain the breath for 20 seconds. So it shrinks. It will be 4 counts, something that is more accessible, because holding the breath for too long can compromise.
Cut the circulation for the baby. So pregnant women, don't hold your breath then more than 5 counts. We say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you exhale. So circulation for the baby is always there. So the prayer is a prayer that says, love before me, love behind me. So you're using a prayer about love, using a prayer about peace, and a prayer about light. So it's very universal prayer. There is non-religious. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants peace. Everybody wants light. So as I said, I'm going to guide us to do much shorter version, but I will still play the song so then it stays in our subconscious mind, because it's a very powerful prayer. So I will just, if you will, we're going to do just a couple of rounds. Is it good?
Yeah.
All right. So your spine straight. Try to make sure that the sound is good. Can you hear the music?
Yes.
Okay. Smile. We always say to smile. Inhale deeply.
Love before
and then exhale. Let it all
love
out.
behind me. Love at my left.
Now start slowly.
Love at my right.
Inhale.
Love above me.
Inhale.
Love below me.
That's one.
Love in me.
Suspend the breath.
Love in my surroundings.
Suspend the breath.
Love to all.
Suspend.
Love to the universe.
Suspend.
Peace
Now
before
start
me.
slowly exhale.
Peace behind me.
Exhale.
Peace at my left. Peace at my right. Peace above me.
Slowly again.
Peace below me. Peace in me.
One
Peace
breath.
in my surroundings.
And then
Peace to
hold the
all.
breath.
Peace to the universe. Light before me. Light behind me. Light at my left. Light at my right. Light above me. Light below me. Light in me. Light in my surroundings. Light to all. Light to the universe. Love before me. Love behind me. Love at my left. Love at my right. Love above me. Love below me. Love in me. Love in my surroundings. Love to all. Love to the universe.
And then shake it off.
Peace before me.
And our
Peace
hands get out.
behind me.
You want to scratch it
Peace
out.
at my left.
So that's a secret, amazing, perfect breath everybody can do at any time. So if you're going through like a moment of stress that, you, as Sivan was saying, we go through phases, right? Sometimes maybe you're super stressed, but then your boss call, or you're super stressed and then you have, I don't know, things change that interrupt your stress. So when the moment of stress, anybody can wait for a couple of seconds and you can just sit and then do this, like for 1 minute, 60 seconds, like counting to 5, hold 5, exhale 5. That's how we did it now. So it's one breath, but it's kind of like if you're pouring water into a glass, you're pouring like to fill it up. So you want to fill up your lungs exactly by the time you finish the counting to 5. You hold counting to 5, and then you exhale counting to 5. But like the last second or your count, because it's not the same as seconds, you are letting everything empty. Then you start a new one. So it's a very, very, very simple breath. Anybody can do it. As Sivan mentioned, we don't hold breath for women that is already pregnant more than 5 counts. So up to 5, your personal 5 counts too. Sometimes maybe your 5 count is because you're already so. Maybe imagine someone 3 babies or with a.
And I think also what's brilliant about it is that you can be wherever you are. You don't even, and oh my God, you don't have your music with you, but you just use your breath. And sometimes we even tell women to do segmented breath, so it's easier for them, right? So when they inhale, they're like, then they count for 5, sometimes even using their fingers, right, to have this rhythm. And then they exhale. And sometimes we even add, and I think, Renata, you demonstrated it, hold the breath out for 5. So that's also something that you can do with yourself, even if you don't have the mantra. I think we love in Soulfully Baby, we love to use mantra because mantra literally means mind projection. And we want to create a projection for pregnancy, right? We want to conceive. So if you have mental thoughts, or even if it's a singular thought, oh my God, how am I going to get pregnant? Is it even possible for me? We want to change that mental projection. And since it's not easy to just go into your mind and plug it, what we believe is that when you replace it with a different mental projection or with a different thought pattern, that's what can help you. So one of the things that we do besides the breath is we use mantra. But we use mantras that are very universal. One of them, and we have it on our Soulfully Baby Instagram, is HU, H-U. And it's so easy. It's so powerful. You can join, and it's actually right on rootlight.com, Renata. It's for free. So I don't know if we can write here and add the information. If I'll send it to you in the chat.
Okay.
Because they can actually download it from rootlight.com for free. And it's like a powerful mantra. It's called the seed sound, which means you don't have to chant it forever because it's very, very effective. It's known, we know from our own practice with our Soulfully Baby clients that it really helps clients to conceive because it creates this mental vibration of relaxation. So I would say doing the breath, doing the mantra. But again, it's not now we're asking people to meditate for 2.5 hours, right? Very simple, 3 minutes, super powerful. And it's a gift to humanity that was given by Dr. Joseph Michael Levery. And I think I want to talk a little bit about the mind because I know that there is, we do the mantra, we do the breath, of course, the yoga. Right, yoga. I mean, we have like this amazing practice that is called Sukshma Viyama that works on the energetic body. So a lot of women knows that doing yoga is something that can really help them. But I think also one of the things that is very important is to think about the whole concept of manifestation. And if we know the process of from having the initial thought until having the baby, I think if a woman is clear about the steps, it also helps her. I think clarity gives us power, it gives us wisdom, right? And then there's a sense of I am a part of this journey. I'm not in control because we have to relinquish control. But I just want to review that as far as the mind is based on universal Kabbalah, and I think it's very, very powerful. So the first part of the manifestation process, it's the mental conception. So before there's actually a physical conception, there's a mental conception. A woman has this thought, I would like to get pregnant. It's that initial thought. The second step is the creative process. And Renata and I are so big on that because it's about connecting to the idea of other women before me have done exactly that. So it's connecting to creative energy of the ancestors, the collective ancestors, not only my own individual ancestors, but the collective ancestors of all the women throughout the ages that successfully accomplished this similar desire. So that's kind of the second step. Okay, I have a desire, I want to get pregnant. Now let me connect to the energy of the ancestors. I think just that removes a sense of stress because if so many women were able to do it before me, wow, there is this innate wisdom in my body temple that know how to do it. And then the third stage is kind of like creating like formation of blueprint, but it's also, we call it in our teaching, assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. So creating a state of joy, listening to the music that we love, surrounding ourselves with people that we adore, really being in a state of joy. And a state of joy is very much about the energy of the divine feminine, right? The divine feminine is about vulnerability and receptivity and transparency, but also joy. Joy for the sake of joy, not joy, I'll be happy when I achieve something. So the first one is the initial thought, I am planning to get pregnant. Second one, I'm connecting to the energy of the ancestor, collective ancestors. Third one is I'm assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. I'm joyful about this process, and I'm doing active things to be joyful. I'm watching movies that make me laugh and happy. And the last part is just a demonstration. And we like to call it demonstration because it's like Renata said, we can plan, but God is the one who's going to take over. So we're basically witnessing the demonstration of this miracle happening within our body. And we know that the uterus is a vessel, right? It's a vessel to receive light. So one of the things that we do is we teach women how to honor and cherish this amazing vessel. And if I, as a woman, want to invite a being into me, I want to make sure that I'm not crowded in this vessel, right? Because women have this tendency to hold in their uterus a lot of emotions, a lot of people, mothering a lot of our friends or clients. So it's kind of like also releasing some of the energy. So this, I just wanted to mention it because I feel like when a woman is aware of this process, it empowers her and she feels, oh my God, I'm not alone. And if God puts that initial thought inside of me, it means it's possible. And that in and of itself is so, so empowering. So
wow.
wanted to share that because this is part of our teachings that we're so passionate about, and we're like, oh, we want all women to know this, that they are powerful, that they are connected to the lineage of all these amazing women that done it, and just sitting in meditation and connecting, closing the eyes and connecting to the energy of the ancestors. I think it's so, so, so powerful.
Wow. That's amazing. And I love that you talk about the power in releasing those things that are in our wombs, because we do carry so much in those areas. That is our creative center. And if it's blocked or it's filled with emotions and grief and all of these things, then it's not going to function the way that it's designed to. So that's really.
And I think one of the things that we sometimes tell our client is like, you create a picture of a womb, of a uterus, and then you create different circle around it. And you want to be vigilant about who do you put in your womb. Maybe you put your partner, maybe it's your family members, the closest one, but you cannot have in that an energy of the whole universe. And then the circle outside of it, there's more people in the circle outside of it. And the moment that you want to get pregnant, that uterus have to be quite empty, right? So we have to relinquish toxic relationship, codependent, enmeshment relationship. So I think it's so easy because at the same time, so many women are constantly getting pregnant with ease and grace. But for those that have a little bit more of a challenge in their fertility journey, it's a good thing to release that heaviness from our creative space.
Wow. That is amazing. And hopefully you can come back and tell us a little bit about how that's done. And
yes, we have so many goodies that it's like, yes, absolutely, we'll be honored.
You can have lives every day, Sierra.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
and this is what we want, right? I mean, exactly like you. And I feel that's why we had this alignment. We're like, yeah, we found someone that it's this women empowerment. We are powerful, and through women, the next generation is going to come, right? So women, our role is to birth the world back to love. I really believe it. So more empowered women, more empowered children, more empowered future for the universe, for humanity. So that's the intention.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining me today. And hopefully we will be back really soon with more from you guys, because this was amazing. But Sivan and I are going to head on over to Instagram. So if you want to join us there, then check us out at Sierra the BB Doula. We will be there at 7 p.m. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thank you so much.